Hello, my name is Susan Lucas. I am an independent health insurance agent and Medicare educator with My Insurance Solutions. Today I will be presenting the ABCDs of Medicare. Just a reminder, this event is for educational purposes only. No plan-specific benefits or details will be shared. Medicare is an insurance program not unlike your employer group coverage or your private health policy. It helps pay for covered health issues, and like most private policies, Medicare is a shared expense plan. You can elect to purchase additional insurance to cover some of the costs that Medicare doesn't, or leave Medicare and have private carriers provide Medicare Advantage plans. Before we get into the different parts of Medicare, I like to share a little bit about myself and why I started a career in healthcare and insurance. I grew up in Maine, where my parents still live today. On the right side of the screen is a picture of my aunt, parents, myself, and my sister from a few years ago. When I was about 7 years old, my grandparents, on my mother's side, decided it was time to downsize and move closer to family. They sold 2 homes and bought a house right next door to my parents' house. This was really great fun because when my parents were working, my grandparents were right there to help my sister and I after school. Usually, that consisted of having tea parties with my grandmother and getting candy from my grandfather. Having my grandparents next door was an ideal situation because they were able to maintain their independence and also get the support they needed as they got older and had more health challenges. When I was around 12 years old, my dad's parents started to have some health care problems. This was especially challenging for my grandfather because he was an avid fisherman and outdoorsman. My grandmother wasn't able to take care of him on her own, and they couldn't afford to have in-home care or move into assisted living, so they came to live with us. Overnight, my parents became full-time caretakers on top of working and raising a family. Maybe you've had an experience similar to mine, so you know that it can be very challenging. This was also when I started to become aware of a desire to help people live healthy and happy lives, especially as we age. Okay, now we'll get into the basics of Medicare. You become eligible for Medicare when you turn age 65. If you are collecting Social Security on your 65th birthday, enrollment in Medicare is automatic, and you will receive a card in the mail 3 to 4 months before your birthday. If you are not collecting Social Security, you can enroll in Medicare 2 different ways. You can call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213 to schedule an appointment, or you can sign up online at medicare.gov or ssa.gov/Medicare. I recommend you start this process about 100 days before your 65th birthday. This is what your Medicare card will look like. As a reminder, Original Medicare is for anyone who is 65 or older. People under age 65 may qualify for Medicare due to disability, low income subsidy, or end-stage renal disease. Original Medicare has 2 parts, Part A and Part B. Part A is for hospital care, and Part B is for medical services. Medicare Part A is for inpatient hospital care, and it is usually premium-free as long as you or your spouse have worked for 40 quarters or 10 years. Part A covers things like your hospital room, meals, general nursing, and hospital services and supplies. Coverage is for up to 90 days per benefit period, and the first 60 days are covered at 100% after the Medicare Part A deductible is met. It's important to note that the Part A deductible is $1,420 and applies to any new benefit period. So if you go into the hospital for a couple of days, get discharged, and then return a week later, you are still in the same benefit period and will not be charged the Part A deductible again. Part B of Medicare covers your medical services. Things like doctor's visits, lab work, x-rays, ambulance, emergency room, and outpatient procedures. It is an 80-20 plan, meaning Medicare pays 80% of the approved expenses and you are responsible for the remaining 20%. The premium for Part B starts at $144.60 per month, but people with higher income levels may pay more. If you are receiving Social Security, your monthly premium will be deducted directly from your check. However, if you are not receiving Social Security, you will be billed for your Part B premium each quarter. There is also an annual deductible of $198. You can enroll in Part A, but delay Part B under certain circumstances. If you are still working when you turn 65 and have health coverage through your employer, or you get health coverage through your spouse's health plan, you can delay enrollment in Part B with no loss of options and no penalties later on. It is important to note that if you do not have other medical coverage, there will be a 1% per month or 10% penalty for every 12 months that you are not enrolled in Part B. Medicare has a number of enrollment periods each year. So far, we have only been talking about your initial enrollment period when you turn age 65. The initial enrollment starts 3 months before the month of your 65th birthday, includes the month of your birthday, and 3 more months after that, for a total of 7 months. The annual enrollment period is every fall from October 15 to December 7th and gives all Medicare beneficiaries an opportunity to review their coverage, look at new plans that may be available, and enroll in something different. Open enrollment is for beneficiaries who have a Medicare Advantage plan. It starts on January 1st and ends March 31st. This gives anyone on a Medicare Advantage plan a one-time opportunity to change to a different Medicare Advantage plan or return to original Medicare and a prescription drug plan. There are also special enrollment periods that occur throughout the year. You may qualify for a special enrollment if you move out of the area, have a change in status for your extra help or Medi-Cal, or move into a skilled nursing facility. There are many special enrollments, and these are just a few examples. Here's a potential problem with original Medicare. You will probably need health care beyond your hospital and doctor. For example, Parts A and B do not cover things like dental, vision, hearing, and the big one, prescription drugs. We'll address that later. For now, just remember that Parts A and B don't cover everything. One of the options to cover the 20% that original Medicare doesn't cover is a Medicare supplement or Medigap plan. There are 10 federally standardized Medicare supplement insurance plans that are offered in most states, plans A through N. You must have Medicare Parts A and B, and then purchase a Medicare supplement policy through a private insurance provider to cover Medicare-approved services in the form of deductibles, co-pays, and coinsurance not covered by original Medicare. Supplement plans are offered by many different insurance companies. Here's what's important. All Medicare supplement plans contain the same basic benefits and have the same standardized benefits for each letter category. Only the premiums may vary. Also, because these plans do not have a specific network of providers or medical group, you are able to see any doctor or specialist as long as they will accept your plan. Now back to Part D, which covers prescription drugs and medications. Prices will vary depending on the plan formulary and drug tiers. Veterans are exempted from the requirement to enroll in Part D coverage, but may choose to do so. For all other eligible beneficiaries, there is a 1% penalty per month for not having Part D coverage, or other credible coverage for prescription medications for more than 63 days. There are 4 drug payment stages that are regulated by the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services that apply to each calendar year. First is the annual deductible. You pay for your drugs until you reach the deductible amount. Not all plans have a deductible, and sometimes the deductible only applies to certain tiers of medications in the formulary. During the initial coverage stage, you will pay the copay or coinsurance designated by the plan, and the insurance provider pays the rest until you have a total drug cost of $4,020 in the year 2020. Once you reach $4,020, you will enter the coverage gap, or donut hole. Now you will have to pay 25% of the cost for brand name and generic medications until your total out-of-pocket expense reaches $6,350 in 2020. When your total out-of-pocket expense reaches $6,350, you will be in catastrophic coverage for the remainder of that calendar year, with minimal copays from $3.60 up to $8.95, or a 5% coinsurance. People with limited income may qualify for extra help with your Medicare Part D plan premiums, deductibles, and copays. To find out if you qualify, call the Social Security Administration at 1-800-772-1213. Medicare Advantage, or Part C, is another option. Medicare Advantage plans require that you have original Medicare Parts A and B. Medicare Advantage, also called Part C, replaces original Medicare Parts A and B and can include coverage for Medicare Part D. You must continue to pay your Part B premium, and there may be a premium for the Part C plan also. Medicare Advantage plans provide coverage through provider networks, also called HMOs and PPOs. An HMO is a health maintenance organization, and a PPO is a preferred provider organization. There are usually multiple Medicare Advantage plans available in a county, and sometimes there are special plans for dual eligible members or people with specific chronic health conditions. The key benefit is that Medicare Advantage plans include a maximum out-of-pocket feature to help you control costs, and may also have coverage for hearing, fitness, vision, and other additional benefits. People who have both Medi-Cal and Medicare may qualify for additional benefits and programs. Ask your agent to help you find programs to meet your needs. There are a lot of different options when it comes to Medicare. Do you enroll in Part A, Parts A and B, Part D, Part C, or even a Medicare supplement plan? Or do you continue with your employer or union coverage? I offer complimentary Medicare discovery sessions to help relieve the stress and confusion of finding the right combination of benefits for your needs. Contact me to request your complimentary Medicare discovery session today. We will discuss your health care needs, answer your questions, and find the plan that fits your needs and budget. Thank you for spending some of your valuable time with me today. Call me at 707-656-8457 to request your complimentary Medicare discovery session. I look forward to helping you navigate your Medicare options.